This is a new rune poem composed by myself, Michael Kelly. And it is a small part of a book called A Year in Runes, which will be published later this month. All being well. So 24 runes, one after the other. This is Feihu. I once thought that Feihu was funds, a fee for a work well done. But no, that's not so. It is flow, the feathering fingers of flickering flames that fan out from the creative heart, each one bringing a glitter of gold into a world that grows cold. Cattle wander upon the pasture as people wonder at the treasure that the Lord holds in his hall when he is generous to all. Rings he gives, enriching lives, so that folk will favour him, and friend not turn to foe. The secret of Feihu is flow. As money flows out, so it surges in, when wisely sent, not foolish spent on some wastrel whim, but sent on a journey of gathering, which will lead it back within. Money begets money, mirth begets mirth. Power to the one who has both on this earth. The one who ennobles those he trusts is remembered in honour when he is dust. And urus, urgent the pulse of blood in my veins, pounding the passage of earth under hooves. Horns are upthrust, threatening harm to herdsman and hunter alike. Untamed in spirit, unfettered in flesh, a fire of fury burns in the soul of Aurochs most ancient, strong as a mountain, swift as the wind on the heath. A heat in the heart keeps healthy the spirit. The flesh must be strong that houses this soul, shedding like scabs from old sores the bonds which once confined its purity. The fire of the soul will never dim, stronger still than the body that bears it, pure and fierce as it roams the land, eternal it makes its return. And Thurisaz. Pain and misery await the reckless fool who would thrust their way through the thorny thicket. Flesh is torn, blood runs in rivers, anguish is undiluted, the fool turns back defeated. Some barriers are not to be breached by bravado. Thirst is a giant, mighty, thewed and strong, yet empty its mind as it grinds your bones for bread. Fee, fi, fo, fum, it smells the blood of a man. Hunger only it knows, mercy never shows. Diplomacy no help against a foe without wits. Soft flesh weeps at the ripping of the thorn. Strong bones splinter at the giant's blow. The falling rocks will break a brave man's skull. A fall from the heights will turn life to jelly. Some things are simply too strong to overcome. Man is born into a harsh and painful world. Pain is in his birthing, his growth is long and troubled. Learn the lesson that there's always someone larger. But once learned, the flame of mind ignites, and the strong will of man discovers a way. Answers. Awaken, awaken and listen to the whisper of words, mighty runes that ask and answer. weaving a world of inspirations and aspirations, informed by a mind of ecstatic apprehensions. A web of wonder, each pearlescent strand trembling with its own vibration of numinous shining vision, all connected in a shimmering tapestry of now, the links made manifest by the moment of perception. The vision extends to the limits of existence, its strands stretching back to the roots of time, whole worlds hanging upon the hallowed boughs, limitless lives shouting, dead names yet living. Here hangs Odin, within, beyond, above, below. Hear his bellow as the worlds collide in a moment of tumultuous ecstasy and perfect realization. The ring of Rune, the edge of mind. Words now are spoken, sounds of power, stories are told, vessels of mystery. Worlds are shaped, runes are written. Listen to the law, behold the becomings. The one who speaks has learned his letters, the roots of things which write what is real, words that are mighty, ringing with will, words that are substance, cutting like steel. Rido. The journey is not hard to endure when the road has been ridden many times, before foot or wheel was ever set upon it. The traveller that rides in his mind, listening to tales of those who've travelled ahead, is prepared for every turn of the path. Our ways are charted, our maps are stowed, food enough and water to spare, knowledge of ways around and tools for repair when the wagon sets forth on its journey. All things have been provided for. Nothing within the reach of man is left to chance. The one who journeys thus does so in peace, able to enjoy the sights and the sounds of a changing world as he travels. Kainas. Keen the mind of the creative soul, sharp as the cutting edge of the sword, it crafts from the ore hidden deep in the hollow hills of dwarven kin. Crafty the one who kens the way to release with heat the metal core in molten rivers, in fire's embrace, turning to liquid hardest strength. Cruel the crucible of heat intense, as force and fire temper and shape, a new blade, a bright blade, from furnace fierce and cunning craft. Clear the light and bright the eyes, when matter and mind swift combine and draw forth energy's golden rays. Light shines within and without. Gabo. A gift is a thing not lightly received, an increase in stature, a swelling of soul, the kindness of kin, the faith of friends, or even a stranger's generous gesture. All are an aid to the weary and worn, a help and hope for times to come, a token of worth when the world is bleak, and hands that were full are empty. Each gift calls for a gift, whether in turn or paid on. Bonds are forged, loyalties claimed. Honor demands an honest accounting. A generous host will know many hearths. Duty demands our oaths be honored, debts be paid, whether legal or moral. A gift for a gift when need demands, favor for friends from our own hands. Unyo. Joy is a welling of wonder springing from deep within, when with family and friends celebrate what we have been, feeling at one with our fellows, our kin on the face of the earth, assured of our sense of belonging, the measure of our worth. When work's weary load is accomplished, comes the time for deep reflection, enjoying the rewards of labour and considering the next direction. Take delight in connection with folk and the land I have walked since a boy. These threads woven in weird are the ways to the deepest joy. Hagalas. Hail is a hammer to the heart when first it falls from heaven. Labours are swept aside, plans long laid prove futile. What is the worth of man if the storm may strike at random, undoing the work of years with a single savage sweep? Work well wrought will endure. Plans well made will adapt, as the world itself must change to survive prevailing currents. To rebuild with joy on a levelled field, to seize the opportunity of the new, to learn from the hardest lessons. These are the measure of greatness. Now this. Necessity is truly the mother of invention. When the storm threatens, shelter must be built. If the soul is not to be stripped from the body, the problem will always find its solution. When the wind howls and the ground freezes, hands will fumble to make fire. An obstacle is an invocation of ingenuity to find a new path over, around, or through to achieve the desired goal. Every awakening is a disturbance of sleep, a curse to comfort, but a boon to becoming, as will leads to action and overcoming. Esau. At the fringes of frost, the way is littered with strewn debris, fiercely frozen. Wind deposited till winter bit, and embraced all over with ice. Difficult the way over slippery slopes, while blizzard blows and snow piles high, but harder still the woeful waste, where once was wild, now mournful lake, a perilous plateau of shiftless shimmer, where nothing moves and the air has teeth to rend the flesh and freeze the lungs of fools who dare to tread abroad. Endless emptiness at the heart of the ice-scape, where even air is too cold to flow, where stillness reigns without hope of return to memories of life and motion. Yeira. Year upon year the world turns, and all that once was eternally returns. Learning the rhythms and cycles of life is essential to prosper with minimal strife. A time to sow and a time to reap, we are known by the harvest of the oaths we keep. Immutable fate from cradle to grave, but the wise man rides on the crest of its wave. From the grave a birth will follow again, as the mill wheel grinds out new lives of men. Ihwas. Leaves scraping the sky, roots deeper than belief, ever growing, never ending, tree bound by the cosmos round, tree of life, tree of death, worlds above and worlds below, from day to night, from life to death, and back again as fate is wove. Gods and men are bound within the boundless limbs of mighty tree, from primal ice and primal fire, igniting and watering fate's desire. To think my thread of fate is cast upon a tree so mighty vast, that I may reach for brightest green and walk the hell-bound road between. Perthrow. I am not a random fleck floating on the face of the world. I have purpose and meaning, a manifest patterned past. Every deed I have wrought has been shaped by patterns of thought, arising from fine woven strands, designed by fate's own hands. Within that design I have choice, my purpose is mine to give voice, but the only words I will spill are those which are true to my will. My luck is my own to wield, my fate is my goal and my shield, and if I should finally fall, I will know I have given my all. Elhaz. Elk's antlers spreading, uplifted to the sky. On this hill I make my steading, on this hill I live or die. A hill of values dear, my principles are clear. These things I shall defend, enduring to the end. Gold without purpose is rust. Life without honor is dust. Only the line of my blood and the song of my soul can I trust. I am the sword and defender, mine is to do or to die, provided I always remember to hearken to Valkyrie's cry. So willow. Radiant dawn that arises in golden glory above the hallowed horizon. Rune remanifest from the abodes of night, reborn in refulgent light. Son of my soul, whose shimmering rays sear the remnants of fleeting frost. Mardol's gleaming path wends over the waves, leading with wonder to harbour safe. Glory of heaven, light of worlds all nine, life and honour to thee forever. Tiwas. Stand tall, noble warrior, reach ever for the sky. You were not made for bending, hold your head up high. Your truth is strong and clear, in honour and in beauty. Most beautiful and most honourable is the clear call of duty. Never stoop to argue with fools whose words are hollow. Your values are unbending, you have your star to follow. When the way is dark and murky, you cut your path clear through it. You know the deed that must be done, and by all the gods you'll do it. Berkano. Birth is a burden to mothers, but born with blessings and bliss, the baby a boon for the future, a bloom on the family tree. We are weak in our beginnings, learning and growing are hard, nurture and nourishment given in the bosom of the family. In every new endeavour, we are once again cast adrift, reliant on mentors and allies to bolster our unsteady feet. In time, we too will stand in a place where we may be leaned upon by those who follow in our footsteps and still are learning the road. Awas. Excellence is achieved when two minds work as one, each filling the blanks of the other, weaving the strongest weird. Experience is earned when four hands work as two, the heavy labour halved as the learning is doubled. Excursions are sweet when two ride forth as one. Distances seem halved and enjoyment is exceeded. Ecstasy is won when two hearts beat as one, spirits intertwined as eternity is reached. Manas. Man is made manifest when mind awakes in matter, mighty the power in the newborn maker's hands. Aflame with runes, words are spoken, and whole worlds changed by the vision of man. Yet dust increases, and tides turn, and the seasons wheel, and earth closes over. He that was mighty is reminded he's mortal. Night settles in, but a new day awaits. Lagos. How shall I go on when the last shore is reached and all that's beyond is unknown? Where shall I stand when the ground falls away and the wide waters stretch before? How shall I sail in a ship with no compass to a land I have never yet seen? Can I ever come home if the lake mists take me to a place I have never dreamed? Wide is the way and deep the dismay, the ferryman not to be trusted. My home is behind. If I turn back to my kind, let my sword fall abandoned and rusted. Or I can heed Rune's call and let myself fall to the journey my fate lays before me. Then however I fare, I shall always bear the pride of the spirit that bore me. Ingwas. Nothing to see here. It is hidden from sight. Nothing to feel here. It is deep, deep within. Nothing to know here. It is secret and safe. Nothing to grasp here. It is not for your hands. Dargas. The dimness diminishes as the new day dawns. Light streams from the horizon and the world stirs awake. Shadows have passed and colour spills forth, a new palette of perception. So too flames my mind in rays of wonder, awaking from night's sleep and greeting the day. From dreams I have passed to a world of waking, deeds to be done, renowned be won. Light fades from the sky, and deep shadows lie. The candle gutters as the day is spent. Through dusk into night, with eyes growing heavy, weary at last I sink into sleep. Through dreams I tread, my mind turning inward. discovering itself as it waits for the day. O Thala, open wide the gates, for the king is come. The high hall welcomes its lord, the king and the land are one. To come into sovereignty is to come into inheritance of all that we have made, of all that we have earned. The house is established where all our fellows are gathered, where every bond and oath is honoured and respected. All wealth is gathered in the house of the king, where wisdom is shared and the sweet mead passed. The house will stand forever in the hearts of kin, built upon the values our lives are founded on. So that was a new rune poem from the forthcoming book, A Year in Runes. Thank you for listening.